And welcome everybody to another exciting week of the Kickback, brought to you by Casa Bunch. I am Brad Muse, and as always, I have a lot to say. Getting a little sick of that. Seth is joining me tonight, as well as our special guest for the evening, EnzoTheHokage. How is everybody feeling tonight?
Everybody's really good. Enzo, it's so awesome to finally be in a chat with you, to finally be able to chat with you, just because I've been seeing you this entire year tear it up all throughout the year. So it's really awesome to have you, man.
No problem. Thank you guys for having me, as always. I am very new to this. I never really done anything like this before, just playing and talking. So hopefully this turns out very well tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, I mean, we're here to vibe. I know Yost gave you the rundown, but we're just following along while you play. If you have the mental bandwidth to talk to us while you're playing, feel free. We'll do that, couch hangout chat. If not, if you got to lock in. It's whatever you want to prioritize tonight.
I do got my first match ready.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he already joined the lobby.
All right, there we go. Who you playing?
ABC. That's his start.gg name.
ADC.
Or ABC.
ABC. Okay.
Yes.
Word.
They got the fundamentals down.
Sounds basic. This guy's basic. No, I'm playing. But yeah, man, if you feel like you want us to, yeah, if you feel like you want us to not ask you questions or just have you focus up, so that way you can cruise through the ladder. We're more than keen on doing that. We can just talk to ourselves and talk to each other. I mean, from watching your stream, I know that you really tend to lock in. So don't be afraid to just be like, yo, can I focus for a second? Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
I mean, you guys can answer questions, but I mean, it's fine to me. It don't really matter to me, to be honest.
Yeah. ABC Wi-Fi? That's not an inspiring
Yo, hold
name.
on. Can we get a verification on that one, dude? I mean, you just let us know how it feels. Yeah, he's not. Okay.
No, it feels good. It's just 2-frame robot.
That was a doctor typo. Okay, we're fine.
Oh, thank God, dude. ABC WFO. Okay, whatever that may mean. Man, it's kind of surreal. I remember earlier today when you messaged me, Brad, and you were like, okay, yeah, you're going to do the Enzo thing. I was like, dude, I was going to tune in anyway, so I now have to prepare questions. But in all honesty, it's I was just watching some of your VODs from your streams. You really know how to just vibe with your chat when you interact. But also, I really like how you will watch other people's streams in the bracket and just pay attention to the other players in there and care about what they say and they think. I think that's really cool, the way you follow them.
Yeah, and obviously, in between matches, we get to get way more into the specifics of it, but especially given, your age, which I don't want to harp on too much, but I'm really intrigued to see how you landed on, the mentality you have and found the skill you found in this game, where for some people it takes years and years and years to get even partway to where you are.
Sometimes
myself
you gotta
included,
take those throws.
because I'm still sucking.
Yeah, well, you channeled your talents into other avenues, right? Being a dad and cooking Brazilian food and running production stuff and commentary, obviously. Good stuff on that.
A lot of those things are more recent, but I appreciate that you're giving me the option select.
Dude, why not? I mean, at this stage in our FGC careers, we got to take all the W's that we can get, man. The commentary pipeline, or the competitor to commentary pipeline, is real. Now, if we're seeing Justin Wong and Sherry, I love what they're doing. But that's 100% the pipeline. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. I think it's been the pipeline for a while. It's just becoming much more pronounced. And I also think, in general, at the highest level, if you want to be able to let fighting games be, air quotes, your career, you need to be diversifying and doing more than just performing in tournaments. So you have to have that media personality element to it. You have to be, streaming or doing some sort of content element or some other way to be involved on camera.
Do you do any content besides popping in and really locking down a stream for commentary, Brad?
if I had the time, I would love to do more. Every now and again, I'll turn a stream on when I'm playing, or I'll, record some gameplay with the intention to circle back to it later and turn it into something. But it hasn't historically worked out too great for me because I never find the time to edit it all down.
Right. Yeah, it's true. I mean, I think the editing part is the hardest part of being a content creator. Like, no matter how you could be like a good player, right? You could be a top player. You could be like constantly in the online brackets like Enzo too. But like actually being able to regularly churn out content and build an audience outside of just like stream appearance and tournament results is really tough. So I feel you on like wanting to do more beyond that. But I honestly just editing is a bulk of the time.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason that, being a full-time editor for YouTube and Twitch streamers is like a lucrative career for people that are in the sort of post-internet boom. I don't want to call it digital marketing. Like just the production-facing side of what it is that we're doing.
Right.
Did you force the burnout here? Oh, you caught with the low forward. You didn't even need to. Oh, not the burnout, the chip. Sorry.
UFG Blaze in chat, is it safe to say Enzo is the 4th generation of Prodigy in Street Fighter, starting with Knuckle Shine, then CJ Truth, then Jace the Ace, then Noah, and now Enzo? I know I'm missing people. I feel like Noah... I know Noah's young, but he's been around for so long. So can you say that he's like the next... I mean, I guess he is the next generation, really.
Well, I don't know what it is. There's something about this statement that I disagree with, but I cannot put my finger on it. I don't know if it's like suggesting that it's 4 generations, or I think it just makes me feel old because I'm like, Knuckle wasn't a prodigy. It's like, no, he was actually taking names when he was that young. And I was like, oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he was 8 when he started. He won like the newcomer award. Like how many?
Yeah.
What Evo was that? I don't even remember.
Jeez.
But either way,
but it was probably Street Fighter 4.
I think it was Street Fighter 4. Enzo, is this your first one? Is 6 your first one?
Yeah, my first one. I started
Were
when
you
the game came
into
out, so.
Were you into fighting games at all before this?
I did play Dragon Ball for a bit. Not really competitively like how I am right now, but I think I only entered like one local when I started playing Dragon Ball. But I was very like a casual player in Dragon Ball, so that's about it.
Yeah.
And when was it that you found that you really were going to put in the energy and stuff to this game? Were you a competitive gamer in other genres before, or did this really capture you?
What a lot of people don't know is that I did do jiu-jitsu. It is so yeah, like a grappling sport. I did it for like 6 years, close to 7, something like that. But it got to a point where it kind of like threw me off in some situations, and then I just got like really tired of it and really bored. So when Street Fighter came out, my uncles told me about it, and they wanted me to challenge them into like kind of like a beef set, whatever.
Ooh,
so
nice.
I did it, and then I beat them in the first. So
that's really cool. Yeah, I was gonna ask like if Street Fighter you just like stumbled across it yourself and you wanted to play, because I know your dad is also like pretty FGC too, or like he's also hyperactive in fighting games. Did he show you Dragon Ball, or did you just want to play Dragon Ball because you were a Dragon Ball fan?
I think I just found out about Dragon Ball, and I just fell in love with it, and then I just started playing it a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So obviously there's this family element to it, which first of all, I love how many stories of people getting into the FGC start with a cool uncle. There's so many of those. But one thing that I had wondered was like whether it was weird to try to deal with being a competitor in this space. Is that something like your family gets it?
Not really. Like my uncles didn't like play fighting games too competitively like how I am. They just used to play casuals. They would just play one-on-ones, but they never really like took it too far, I would say. But we are very competitive. We talk a lot of smack to each other, so that's kind of where I got it from. Yeah,
always. This is the best way to do it.
Of course. that's like the FGC thing. Like, that's why I love seeing Noah go as far as he is and like be the personality that he is, because that's energy that you really want to like connect with and get hype about. Because like no one is able to like talk shit and back it up like Noah, you know, or like very few people, you know. Punk is there. I don't see you talking a lot of smack, Enzo, to be honest.
Nah, I don't.
That's not you.
Not
That's
really,
not you.
no.
No, is that not you, or is that something? What does it take to get the smack talk out of you?
What makes me mad, I feel like, when people are just not. I feel like when they play like they don't care, I feel like that's what makes me mad.
Ooh. Play like they don't care. So what's wild is there's so many different ways that I interpret that, right? Like, is it like it's that they don't care about winning, that they don't care about their resources? Like, what is it?
I feel like when they just play crazy, like I feel like I could kind of tell when like they're actually playing or they're just trying to like goof around. And I feel like that kind of,
Like they're trolling you or something.
yeah.
That makes sense. That is tilt. Like if they're playing in a tilting behavior for sure, like
Yeah.
in a way that's supposed to tilt you, you know, like Blanca players or something like that. Like that. Not all of them. Not all Blanca players. Hashtag not all Blancas. But like in the same vein of that, where it's like they're trying to just aggravate you, or they're not even taking you seriously. They're not respectful of you, you know. Which is like sometimes that's a playstyle, right? Like just like a disrespectful playstyle. But I think you can know the difference.
Yeah. I mean, part of why I was intrigued is I feel like I can get frustrated playing against people where it's like they don't care, but it's because they're just beating their head against the game. Like sometimes you find people with a really one-dimensional play style, and if you don't find the answer to it, it can be really frustrating. Did you have to like work really hard to start, you know, figuring out how to make adjustments during the set, or is that something that like carried over from say the jiu-jitsu or what have you?
I'm still working on it. I feel like it's really hard to control your emotions in this game because everything could just get you tilted. So what I'm trying to work on is just playing my game, and then at the end of the day, the mistakes that you made is obviously you. So still working on that.
Yeah, you're just focusing on like your fundamentals, the things that work for you before you focus on like how your opponent plays.
Exactly.
That makes sense. And also times like, so another way that I interpreted like, you know, getting frustrated about your, you know, when your opponent doesn't care is like when they're playing the game, and it could be casually, because this could come from like the mentality of your uncles, right? Because I have family members and people in my life that play the same way, where it's like they just want to press buttons. They don't really care about getting better. They don't know about getting better. They don't know about FGC stuff. But then they'll complain about the way that you play, or they'll complain about moves. They'll complain about like spamming and things like that. And it's like, it's hard for you to kind of, when you have your knowledge, to be like, nah, bro, like you're just playing like a rat bastard. I don't know how to tell you. Like when they start complaining,
like, this has an answer. You just aren't interested in looking for the answer.
Yeah, it's those like kinds of mindsets. But the thing is, at the end of the day, we're all supposed to be having fun. So it's tough to like quell that anger that they may have when you're like absolutely doing work on them, but also make sure that they're having fun, because you still want to play games with them. You still want them to be interested in fighting games, but there's always going to be that level where it's like they don't care about competitive play.
Well, I think it's rare that we're in a situation like this one where we're able to sit and talk with Enzo, and it seems like the conversion to, oh no, I get this, this is cool, you know, competitively, sort of came about naturally. So you went to have that, you know, beef set with your dad and your uncle. Did you have to search around online for resources? Like, were you like, all right, well, if I'm gonna play them, I'm gonna be good?
I just did my thing. Like I said, I was like only 2 weeks into the game, so I did not know what I was doing at all. I was just pressing buttons, but I did beat them at the end of the day.
What was it about Street Fighter that made you want to like keep playing it on your own time?
I felt like it was just like really fun to me. It's something new. I never tried it out, and I just fell in love with it easily. and it's very competitive as well. And that also came from jiu-jitsu and just Dragon Ball as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you like social when you were in jiu-jitsu? Like, did you like talk to the other jiu-jitsu kids and like your teachers and stuff and people who taught you?
Yeah, I did enter quite of a lot of tournaments. I did it for 7 years, so I definitely have that experience in me for sure.
That's it.
Is this jiu-jitsu or Brazilian jiu-jitsu?
Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Oh, geez. Okay, that's
Damn,
hardcore.
dude. That's insane. Yo, don't
7
like,
years of BJJ, you could kill both of us.
I was gonna say, like, don't underestimate Enzo or talk too much smack to him because he'll actually choke you out, dude. Don't make fun of him for being young because he will get you on the ground, choke the shit out of you. That's really funny, bro.
JJ the Cobra in chat asks Enzo, are you gonna come back to jiu-jitsu at any time?
Most likely not, but I definitely have to do something for sure. Like, probably just going to the gym more, like lifting weights or doing some cardio or something. But I feel like going back, no, I would say.
Yeah.
Bro, how old are you again?
13.
You're not allowed to have your priorities in order like this at 13. Come on now.
It's good
Like,
to focus
I gotta take
on
care of my
your-
body. I gotta do
Yeah.
something physical. Take care of myself.
Yeah, you got good leaders in your life, man. I want you to like that takeaway is that like everybody respects the hell out of you and is really envious and proud of the way that you play and your tournament results, but it's also like the leadership that you have in your life to get you to where you are. We're all very impressed with that. Oh no! He's not gonna build level 3. He's fine. And he's gonna pop level 2,
There's
and
gotta
then
be
he's
a
gonna
reset
do
in the
his
middle of
thing.
this.
Yeah, he has to reset. He has to build meter though. Okay, there it is.
good
Oh, he's
parry.
oh
Yes.
my! You're crazy.
That was sick.
Why
That was good.
I was really
Yeah.
close.
That stand light kick, man. Stand light kick. That was really close. Not gonna lie.
Jeez.
Oh, this is actually probably a good question too. Is that like when it comes to the online stuff, and you got really good really fast, and you started to like top 8 online brackets basically multiple times every week. What is it that you feel is keeping you from like, because you're on with the rest of the like online tournament like monsters like Carsonus, like Mike X, you know, like all those people that are at that skill level, but when it comes to the people that are like at the top, like Noah, Punk, Knuckle Dew, what is it that's
The
keeping you
1%
from
versus the 0.1%.
yeah, basically. What do you think it is that's keeping you from like taking games off of them or beating them in bracket?
I would say definitely experience for sure. I don't have that experience yet for sure. And I feel like when I did play Dragon Ball, I feel like it didn't really get me nowhere. Like I didn't have an idea for playing Street Fighter. So I felt like I just had to relearn everything back again. So that's definitely
That's valid.
blew me away.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's real.
the neutral approach in Dragon Ball
Yeah.
is very, very
Very
different than Street
Yeah.
Fighter.
Mhm.
Was it always Ken for you, or did you mess around with other characters when you were trying?
At first, I feel very disappointed of me saying this, but I was a Honda main. But
So I'm gonna use this. I need you to be real with me, okay? Cause I'm not gonna. There's no judgment. People play characters. Honda's a great beginner character. You switched away from him because you were bored, right?
probably, yeah. I don't remember,
There
but
it is.
most likely, yeah. I was
Yeah.
quite bored of him.
If I play against a Honda online, all I think to myself is this fun for you?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, like
But-
it's so easy to decode too. Like it's so easy to figure out a Honda, and if you're playing Honda, I'm sure it feels even worse.
I did have to find like my type of playstyle too in this game. Like if I wanted to be a zoner, like just active, and I feel like Ken was just perfect for me since obviously he has the amazing pressure in the corner, corner carry. He has just everything in like every situation, and he could also just play defense as well. So he has a reversal,
Mm-hmm.
so he has a lot of stuff.
Have you considered any of the DLC characters? Like, for example, everything you just listed, I'm like, Akuma's right there.
Yeah, you played Akuma for a bit too, right?
Yeah, I have a pocket Akuma.
Pocket Akuma.
Yeah.
It's not a bad pocket character to have.
Yeah. Everybody's playing Akuma now. He's been the most consistent. At Singapore, there was a lot of,
There
I don't
were a
know
lot.
at the top of my head, but quite a lot.
Do you think that
I think-
Akuma's more consistent than Ken?
For sure, yeah. I feel like
Mm.
Ken, he's like quite hard at high level. Like I rarely see Ken anymore, but kind of like low level, mid range, he's definitely like popular that range for sure. But Akuma definitely takes it.
Is
That
there
makes sense.
is there something that you specifically think is part of what makes Akuma more stable?
I feel like it's just his neutral and his fireballs. Yeah, I feel like he just has everything. He has no hurt boxes on his fireballs. They're very fast. He also just has everything in every like situation possible.
The speed is the crazy thing to me. I
Yeah,
have
the
never
speed, yeah.
successfully jumped an Akuma fireball without hard reading it. If you're not in the air before the fireball starts, he's DPing you.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like the only problem though is just his health. That's it. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't like recommend playing the big body characters. I would say that characters that do high damage, like Marissa. I feel like that's not a good matchup for Akuma. So there's
Oh,
a lot
sure.
of matchups that I like playing Akuma with. For example, Guile. He could like demon flip over the sonic boom, so I
Mm.
just get a free punish off of them.
Now, what do you think about? I feel like we're seeing more and more people talk about at the highest level, you need more than one character in Street Fighter 6 right now. Do you agree with that?
I feel like I do agree with that. Sure, 100%. I feel
Do
like
you
it's
feel
just
like
certain
Ken-
matchup. I feel like every character obviously has a weakness in them, so I understand having a pocket character.
Do you feel like Ken and Akuma gives you sufficient coverage, like the two of them
Yeah,
together?
for sure. Yeah. And what's weird about me too is that I pick Akuma for certain playstyles as well on how they play.
Okay.
Because I feel like if people play quite crazy, Akuma's perfect for it. Because he just has everything and could control everything. So I feel like that's very good. Yeah.
I like that idea. And that makes sense. I think that Akuma is a lot better at general control because where Ken, it's kind of like when you are playing neutral, you're kind of forced to like put them in a Jinrai RPS or like just bring them to the corner in order to instill pressure, where Akuma applies the same kind of pressure whether he's in the corner or his back is to the wall. Like Akuma is really good
Right.
at controlling.
Yeah. You always have to respect every tool he has. They're all applicable the whole time. Another question from the chat. JJ the Cobra asks, what are your goals in Street Fighter? Do you have any like aspirations? And by the way, you can queue as often as you want. Don't feel like you have to wait for there to be a lull or anything to queue.
I'm going
Oh,
against
you already did.
Evo champ right now.
Yeah.
Evo champ. All right.
Don't
Straight
think
for the
about it,
top.
man. You're the Evo champ. Give him like 5 years, man. 10 years, you're Evo champ right behind him. That's the ego that you have to have. I feel like that's what
I mean,
Noah
for real.
says. You know. But yeah, what would you say is your goal? Is it to win Evo? Is it to like beat Punk? What would you say your goals are in Street Fighter?
I just feel like just to be successful in Street Fighter, and I feel like that's about it.
Yeah,
To have fun as well. Yeah.
that's a great goal. That's something to clip and send. Everybody should have that kind of goal. It's not like goals are obviously going to be subjective and they're going to feel different from person to person what they mean to you. But you're crazy, Punk. Good stuff. That was really the only, unless he was ready with the parry. But you can, when you set goals for yourself, they have to, at the end of the day, they got to be attainable for yourself emotionally. I did a lecture yesterday for NIU in Illinois, Northern Illinois University, and I was talking, there was a section about it where I was talking about like, managing your expectations and your emotions around them. And it can be competitive. It can be like your career as a worker in the FGC, but like anything, it's like you have to set a realistic goal and then not be too bummed when you feel like you're not approaching it, and then like just reevaluate that goal.
Enzo, do you have a favorite player to play against?
Not really, no. But I feel like that opinion will change once I start to play everybody. because I feel
Oh,
like
you
I
feel like
haven't
you just-
played like a lot of people yet. So
Yeah.
Okay.
definitely waiting for that.
Is there
yeah.
someone that you're really looking forward to playing?
I would say Daigo. I feel like he's probably
Yeah.
the popular pick. Yeah.
It is the popular, but there's a reason for it, right? Like Daigo's a
Yeah.
legend for a
Yeah.
reason.
A lot of Japanese players that I haven't fought yet, so I'm looking forward to fighting them in the future.
Now, do
Yeah,
you
it's like
see
your
yourself?
first year.
Sorry,
you
go
know,
ahead.
it'll happen. It's. I was just saying, it's like it's the first year, or rather, like year and a half. There's still a lot of time for you to like be able to travel out to events, and then as opportunities at majors open up, whether it be like at Evo or if stuff happens in California too, like it'll happen for sure. Like the LCQ, where you were at the LCQ, you didn't compete
Yeah.
in it, but like you were just there. Did you get to play against any out of country players
I
there?
did go against Kusanagi. It was a pools match, so I quite
That
didn't
is
know who he was since I was new in the moment. But after realizing, obviously he's a UFA champion in the Capcom Cup, so
Yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, do you see yourself trying to travel to more events?
For sure. I feel like the only thing holding me back is a sponsor, since everything is just so expensive, just traveling in
That's
general.
valid.
So yeah, I'm just waiting for a sponsor.
It's almost time. It's about time, I would say. Like you're consistent, and that's the thing that I think a lot of players have as their goal is consistency. Like you said, to be successful. But I think a lot of successful players just want to be consistent,
Yeah.
And I feel like you're there. So it's about time for you to be getting a sponsor. Yeah, that jump, that was a four.
Wow.
The demon. Listen, Punk.
You're a bad man, Punk. Come on.
That was a little upsetting.
That's a little rude.
It is what it is, pulling up all legal like, What is
Do
that?
you have a? Is there a character that you like want to see added to Street Fighter 6, or have you not looked back at the older rosters?
Yeah,
At
I haven't really looked back in the oldest roster since I haven't played any of those games, but I've heard that Sea Viper's a very popular character that everybody wants to come back, but I don't know about that. I haven't really seen her
Yeah.
like, in any gameplay, so I don't know.
There's no Enzo, you have no archetype. You got no type. You just play Ken. You just play who's strong. You play who's fun.
Do my own
If
thing.
yeah, you're doing your own thing, dude. Don't judge. I just see Brad reacting like, "Oh, Sea Viper." Like, there's so what?
It's not about. Oh man, of course you would pick Sea Viper. I know you don't have an archetype. I'm just thinking about. See, I'm juggling like two things right now. One is remembering Sea Viper as someone who played Street Fighter 4 and as someone who played Marvel 3. The other thing is the constant reminder that we see so many people playing at the highest level that are so far removed from what got us started. Like me as an 09er, and then talking to someone like you, Enzo, where you're coming in just now, fresh-faced, and it just clicked for you.
Yeah. Enzo, do you play any what other games are you playing right now? Obviously, not Sparking Zero. You said that
just-
earlier before the stream.
I think it's just Street Fighter right now.
Damn.
I played
locked in.
Wukong for a bit, but I just stopped playing it. But that's about it.
Yeah.
Did you not like it, or I didn't try that one.
I feel like I just got bored. I don't know why. I know a lot of people like it. It's a very popular. For me, I just got bored of it. I didn't like it at all.
It's a Souls-like, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I
basically.
did play Elden Ring too. I liked it way more than Wukong for sure. But that's about it.
That's my boy.
Have you?
It's my guy.
Did you play any of the older Souls games, like the non-open
no.
world ones?
Not really.
Ah, okay, maybe it's the open world part. I
It
feel like
probably is.
the Souls games that don't give you that, like it can just feel so easy to be stuck in an area and then you just get frustrated.
Yeah.
So nothing else though, just Street Fighter.
Yeah,
You're just
just
locked
Street
in.
Fighter, yeah.
110% on Street Fighter.
Yes.
See?
I did
This is
see
why.
somebody else ask earlier, and I see all these medals behind you. Are those jujitsu medals?
Yeah, they're jujitsu. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, 7 years in jiu-jitsu. That's sick. Like, that's a very successful career in jiu-jitsu. I'm telling you. But yeah, it's Brad, did you do any martial arts or anything like that?
I did karate until I was like 14.
Starting
and then
when?
when I was like 7 maybe. So I probably did 7 or 8 years of karate. We only stopped because I bumped up to the adult classes and my brother was in the regular ones still, and that turned it into a 5-night-a-week thing, which just didn't work for us. And then I became a theater kid and everything went out the window.
That makes sense. Yeah, I feel like once you enter like arts, you really abandon all of the physical stuff for a sec. If you were to like get into any physical activity, because like you said, Enzo, you were thinking about like lifting weights or just trying to stay physically active. Would you get into a martial art or a sport that isn't jiu-jitsu? Like, would you do anything else?
Most likely not. I feel like that's just not in my body anymore.
Yeah,
Doing anything, martial arts wise.
that makes sense. This is also like there is community around that, but it's also a lot of time of your day.
It is.
Level 1? You have to level 1. All right, Poppin. Yeah, I would say the way that you play Ken is very... It is like the things that you said Akuma excel at, like the control, you know, and you said that Ken is very versatile. He can play defensive, he can zone, he can play footsies, and that's kind of the point for a Shoto, right? But the way that you play him is not just like every single way. I don't think that you're a very overly aggressive Ken. I don't think that you play like insane. I feel like you focus more on
That's definitely one of my flaws too, is playing too passive. I asked like a lot of pro players of like what my flaws are, and then every single one of them said that I was too passive. So I'm still working on that.
Yeah, I feel like I deal with this too, where there's an amount of nutty that you need to be in every game. And it varies from game to game. Some games really want you to be nutty. And I think this one has just a little bit of it. Like you need to show that you have a nut inside of you. And I definitely, like, if you're not willing to just go a little buck wild sometimes, then it can definitely hold you back.
Yeah, it can be really tough to be comfortable playing over aggressively or like try to, if I'm playing too passive, how can I not play passive and be comfortable about it? It's a lot. It's a work in progress, but you know, you got time. And you got people that'll like tell you about it, you know?
Is there
be able to like push you in the right direction.
Are there any players that like you particularly lean on for feedback, or that like you look up to as a coach or anything like that?
Not at the moment. No, I feel like right now I'm just studying a lot of people. Like for example, Boost, he's been cooking in Street Fighter League lately, so
He has,
I've been watching him a lot lately.
I mean, great choice to watch, cooking, and again, I think has that element of control that you're leaning into similarly.
I feel like Boost is just a tech god. Like he just has every single tech with Ken. So I've definitely seen a lot of tech that I haven't seen from him. So I'm definitely learning it.
I've seen some tech come out from you too. It could be like stuff that you found on Twitter or stuff you learned from Boost, but it's stuff I saw for the first time and I was like, yo, Enzo, study. He felt like he had to do that. I don't think he needed to, too.
Well,
have you ever thought about playing Luke?
Playing Luke?
Yeah.
Just for fun, not anything too serious. He is a fun character, but since he got nerfed, I feel like he's a hard character to play now.
True. Yeah, I feel like
people
Luke was
think
always
Luke
like
is a fun character.
I think
yeah,
so.
I feel like, yeah, for sure.
Okay, maybe it's the Street Fighter V in my brain, but I feel like Luke. It almost feels like there's a generational divide in opinions on Luke, where if you were exposed to Luke in 6, you're like, oh, he's fun and he's got a cool personality, he's a cool character. And if you experienced him in 5, it was very much not that.
Yeah. I was one of the few people that was like, okay, yeah, I'm sick of seeing Luke so much in Street Fighter V, but I still think he's cool. And then in Street Fighter 6, like, his character was cool, so I was just like, it's fine now. I'm not as tired of seeing him everywhere. But the thing that I didn't like are the people that, or like all of the Lukes that played the same. You know, it's very hard to be expressive on Luke, and then Noah started popping up everywhere, and I was like, all right, this is the sickest. This is the only good Luke, really. Which isn't true.
I mean, at that
there are
point,
other good
you're
Lukes.
being a fan of Noah and not a fan of the character. I feel like Noah, there's other characters in the roster that he could play like that too. But I guess there's something about Luke that of the Shoto / Shoto adjacent characters, I think he does seem the most aggro in that way of like, if you're gonna go all out and throw it all at the wall, Luke is the one to do it with. Historically, like, it would have been Ken, but I think with Ken there's that element of like, I'll say scrubbiness that you can find in some of the most random of Kens.
Would you say having a Tatsu or a Tatsu-like move is what constitutes being a Shoto?
I would say yeah. I mean, since the Shoto's been out since the game came out, I feel like kind of a thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, like, Luke doesn't have an anti-fireball type of thing, or like the Tatsu kind of thing.
What's weird too is that Ken, I don't think he could Tatsu through projectiles either. I think it's just only Ryu and Akuma that could only do it.
Oh.
It's
Good
funny,
point.
I don't usually think about Tatsu as an anti-fireball tool as being part of what defines a Shoto.
No, it's because I'm thinking of it like, oh, it's the corner carry thing. It has the anti-fireball if you want to use it that way, just because of Ryu and Akuma. I didn't even realize that Ken just doesn't have that. I thought that even like on the run start, but that's probably why they do the run start DP through fireballs. But Luke doesn't. Basically, what I'm saying is Luke doesn't have that. Right? He has flash knuckle. Oh, big damage? Not really. JP is a Shoto then? No, don't do this.
Absolutely not.
Shotos
I think,
are like generalists, bro. Luke is still a generalist, so he applies in that regard. But I was wondering if having that move is what like makes you a Shoto.
Nah, for me, like, that is the lowest priority in what makes you a Shoto. I think you need a fireball and you need a DP.
Yeah.
Full stop. If you don't have those two tools, you cannot be a Shoto.
JP's a Make-A-Wish character.
I need you to elaborate on that.
I just feel like he just has just so many stuff that I don't know. It's just too many crazy stuff. Like the spikes, his portals, like that hasn't been anything related to like the older Street Fighters. So he's just pretty crazy.
That's a really funny way to put it, bro. A Make-A-Wish character.
I love that.
Yeah.
Make-A-Wish character.
Yeah,
Jeez.
you wanted
even
the
when we first
elaboration.
saw
I
him-
feel like it made sense.
No, it does. He's like an anime zoner in a Street Fighter game.
Yeah, he has goes, spikes. He could just control. I feel like just every range. His normals are just beautiful too. They're really good. The only thing is just they're just really slow, but they have
yeah.
good
Hold
range.
on. What do you
Oh God.
mean Make-A-Wish character?
We just said it.
What do you
You know
mean?
what he said. You know what he means.
Who is this?
You know exactly what he means.
He elaborated. I think we're
Bro,
all on the
you-
same page.
You play Gorilla Ken.
JP's different though.
Yeah, I actually got to think to get out of the corner.
You have amnesia.
Yeah, OD amnesia, bro.
I have to wipe away all my memory to get out of the corner. You just press 3 directions. What are you talking about?
You only press 2 directions, bro.
I press 2 directions and pray. I look up to the sky and say, "Please, God, please let them attack me again. Please don't let it be a projectile again." What?
I mean,
what is
Season 2 JP is
pretty bad?
yeah,
can
pretty
agree.
bad, but season
Okay.
1 was
Okay, he's
oh
spitting
my,
again.
I feel like I can't even. I don't know how I
That's-
dealt with that character in season 1. His
Season
amnesia
1 was a
just
problem.
Too good. Yeah, amnesia 70% was not okay at all. It was
Neither.
just too much.
If there's one thing that they changed about him that actually should have changed, it was OD amnesia.
Yeah, for
I'll
sure,
die on
yeah.
this hill.
Yeah, sure.
That's why he's dead.
Bunch has been a JP apologist since day one. So
I'm not apologizing for a bad character.
he's bad. He's
But you were apologizing
got
when he
problems
wasn't.
now. He's not even bottom 3.
To who? By
To-
what metric, commentator?
By relative character strength. There's characters that have far bigger problems than him.
Yeah, what was the last thing that JP won, though? Let's be real.
Hey, just because everybody is a fair weather character player and jump ship the second a character gets a red mark in the patch notes.
Nah. DCQ definitely just played JP into nephew and got annihilated. But I digress. There's a match on the screen.
Oh yeah, use the game as a cop out. But no, he's right. I honestly agree. Like I feel like JP's in the best spot that he could be after the tear that he was in season 1. He needed to be humbled. You know, JP players will follow eventually, but
He
At
was
least they
embezzling
brought
hurt
back
boxes.
his anti-air though. I feel like that's what another thing was holding him back, because it
Yeah.
was just strayed in season 2. But I think the latest patch, right? Gave him.
yeah, it was the latest patch.
It was the Terry
That was unnecessary, nerfing the anti-air for sure. Yo, speaking of the latest patch, dude, I hope that we don't have to see it, but also if we do, it's gonna be nice. How do you feel about Geef now?
He, the only thing is just his headbutt. What's keeping him alive? I feel like his headbutt is just way too strong. You also have to fear the headbutt and the SPD. So, yeah, it's just it's pretty scary.
Yeah, SPD like adding to his light pressure, like all the up close, because it makes you second guess your light pressure too.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what's really strong about Geef. Oh, nice try, Kim. Nice
This-
try, Kim.
You have are you like you're 4 for 4 on reading these V reversals? Or drive reversals? Whatever.
He knows. He said in the beginning, he's like he can understand when people play like they're trolling, like they're crazy. And Kimberly players are just that by default. They play for the Twitter clip, dude. You think
Don't let it
Psycho
back
plays
for-
the character for fun? He plays it because we're like, oh, the best Kimberly in the world, Psycho. But it's like the best Kimberly. I mean, now Psycho could play anybody else and still be probably cooking. But he probably gets an emotional buff knowing that that character gets clipped pretty easily.
Me personally, I like the matchup against with him for sure.
What do you like
Since
about it?
I think it's just the neutral and the corner. I feel like every time there's an interaction in neutral, like mid screen, when you're like point blank, I would say, I feel like Ken just always wins that. How do you say, like that fight? I would say, and then
Yeah.
once you get a hit, you're in the corner, you can do whatever you want. And Kim does
What's your-
also have a reversal as well.
True,
So,
true.
You're-
What's your least favorite matchup?
I was about to ask the
I
same
would
thing.
say, at the moment, Bison. I don't like fighting Bison.
That's valid.
And then grapplers
See-
as well. I don't have any grappler knowledge as well. I suck against grapplers.
He's cooking. Listen to this, dude. Like this is your first game, your first Street Fighter, right? people hate Bison from like generations, right?
Yeah.
Like that's Bison hate that they've had for decades. Same thing with grapplers, and you come in and you're like, yeah, Bison and grapplers really suck. Like that's so funny to me. It's a common consensus.
It's like when people rerun science experiments to be like, yeah, I know this is solved, but like let's double check. And Enzo pops in on Street Fighter 6 and is like, yeah, no, these are still the things that are annoying. It's definitely
It's like they're it's like they're designed, like Bison and grapplers are designed to be annoying. They're designed for you to hate them, and the players that play them are sick men with sick thoughts. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Adazon.
Sure, someone has to. But also, what's your favorite matchup?
Favorite? I would say Kim, to be honest. Like I said earlier. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I like that matchup a lot. I don't mind the mirror, to be honest. I kind of like the mirror too as well.
Yeah. But is there like a mirror that you like, oh, I hate when I'm playing this guy in the mirror?
Not really, no. I could definitely maneuver on like what they're looking for. Then I could just play my game.
It almost feels like there are mirror matches that can be really annoying to play, and there's mirror matches that are, you know, okay. My gut take is that Ken mirrors are probably a little more tenable. There's less stupid, unanswerable stuff. Oh my god.
Yeah, because then you're just focusing on, like, it's stuff that you already know, and then all you have to do is focus on the player, which is general in any mirror, but in a Shoto mirror especially, it allows, like, your playstyle to just shine, and it forces you to understand the identity of who you're playing against, you know?
We have a question in chat. Is this an exhibition or is it a tournament? So we're running 2 hours of ladder. And while we run this, we are following along with EnzoTheHokage's run through our ladder all night. So this is a tournament. At 9 o'clock, we'll transition over to a top 8, 3 out of 5 bracket. Oh my god, run stop unanswered?
Oh, she's giving a lot of respect. Oh no, she recovered in time? That's actually crazy. You have to parry there. No anti-air though. Oh, unfortunately off the whip, but at least you got the back throw.
Oh my god.
It's really risky to try to push forward here. But nice stuff. All right, perfect. Your reactions are insane too. What is how many it is the young man reactions, but also like how many hours of Street Fighter do you play a day?
A day? I mean, it depends. Since I have school, I can't really play as much. But when I'm at school or after school, I would say around like 4 hours, since I do a lot of online tournaments. So they're on the weekdays. But on the weekend, I could just play whenever I want and how long I want. So yeah, depends.
Yeah, it can be tough. I mean, it's the same way with adults, right? Like when they have work, and then for Brad, like for you, you have the kid too. It can be really tough to manage the time to grind out. But the amount of time that you do is less important than it being productive time. So like you can play for 4 hours, but
that was going to be a question that I had. Was like, you know, of that time, do you spend a lot of time in the lab, or are you just like trying to play sets and really get that experience?
I would say just to play sets, get that experience. Sure. There's some days where I don't want to play ranked, but there's same times I do. But at the end of the day, I just want to play sets, try to get better at just certain matchups.
Yeah, that makes sense. And another project you said you had for yourself is like, you know, learning how to read your opponent and stuff. Because right now you're just focusing on yourself.
Corner pressure.
She's respecting it a lot. She's just blocking it out, but nice catch with that one. Probably has to spend level 1. Yeah.
What are you thinking about in a situation like that where you have your opponent just down backing and you're like,
Abusing
every
one
cell
button
in my body
and-
wanted to walk forward and throw them, and you kept up with that mid range.
I mean, they're not really doing anything, so just kept pressing the same button.
Yeah. Keep locking them down. Oh, nice. The target combo to beat that. That was actually clean.
You had so long to confirm that jab. That was crazy.
Nice jump out. Big punish too. Perfect. Do you get flustered and frustrated when they're blocking too much, or are you like
Not
willing to be
really.
patient?
Just patient. Wait, rate what they're gonna do.
I don't think that that's a weakness. I think that what players are saying when they're telling you like you play too passive makes sense. I think that understanding when it's time to stop being passive is really tough, but I think that the way you play is incredible.
I also need to work on more of my whiff whiff too, but
Yeah.
that also comes with experience as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have the reactions for it, but
Yeah.
just building it up. Like the muscle memory for Wisp Punish.
It's definitely not easy.
No, it's not.
But
Did you
it-
see how
it
Riddles
re-
put out the like the what is your Street Fighter skill point allocation or something like that? And it's like
Oh, no, I didn't see
anti-airs
that.
out of 5, fundamentals, footsies out of 5. He
Oh.
has like a whole huge breakdown. And then like at the bottom it was like composure and tilting and stuff. Yeah, there's things in there like whiff punishing. My whiff punishing is horrible, man. It's a skill. But anti-airs
Yeah.
also horrible.
Jeez. Did you ever consider playing modern, or did you jump right into classic when you were playing?
I like I said, I did not know what I was doing. First got the game, so I did play modern. But what's funny too is that my uncles played classic, so they were kind of like making fun of me that I played modern since it was like easy controls. So I had to make the switch. I had to make
And then
it
you,
fair.
but then you smoked them.
Yes,
So you played modern Honda when you started.
yes.
Okay. It's all right. Everybody starts somewhere, man.
And look at you now.
And look at you now. Exactly. One of the cleanest Kens in the US, dude. Do you talk to like the top Kens like Boost, like you said? You watch a lot of Boost. Do you talk to Angry Bird? Do you talk to Boost?
Not really. I just
Mm.
watched it.
Word.
Is
What would you
do
ask
you have,
them
like,
if you
a-
could?
I think since like I have so many tech, I quite don't need that yet. But I feel like just the fundamentals is just the only thing missing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's just about it.
Mm-hmm. makes
what I was
sense.
gonna ask, do you have? Is there like a? First off, do you watch any like fighting game content? Like when you're not playing, are you watching other streamers or
Yeah.
YouTubers or anything like
Yeah,
that?
sure. Yeah, I do.
Do you have a favorite?
Noah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you retweet a lot of Noah's stuff, so I was that was probably one of my questions too. Like, what's your friendship like with Noah? Like, is it you guys talk a lot, or
he's
you
very-
just watch
yeah,
a lot
we
of his
talk-
stuff?
Yeah, we talk a lot. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Then he's also taught me just a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
The funny thing is that we went to a local together, and he found out that he wanted to help me out, and I felt
Mhm.
just very grateful to it, and I just coached. He actually coached me. We did
Nice.
quite a few coaching sessions, and that helped me out a lot. That's
Mhm.
why my anti-airs are so good with him.
Yeah, that's why your fundamentals are really strong too, because you probably learned it from
Yeah.
him. I mean, he's by nature like it's so hard to hit Noah. Like when you can see when people are playing against him, they really struggle to just like actually connect.
He just
Because
has
his defense
a
is so
different
good.
playstyle as everybody else.
He
So
does,
you really,
man.
Yeah, you really just have to learn them for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you can't have the play style he has without having the solid fundamentals to back it up,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
like, if he leaves any crazy gaps that are exploitable, he's going to get smoked because of how aggressively he uses all the rest of his resources. Okay.
Yeah, good reaction.
Nice. Your the way you counter poke with crouching strong is really solid.
Mm.
Is there like, is there something in the way your opponent's moving that's making you have that choice there, or is it just a timing thing? Like, what are you thinking about?
What I noticed too about that is when a lot of people are playing Shotos that have a good crouching strong, they kind of like pressing crouching medium punch a lot. Like even like when they're getting hit and at a certain range, it's weird to explain, but that's what I've noticed. People like to just press crouching strong randomly.
Mm-hmm.
But
So you
it's
just want to
all
like,
free tool, like amazing tool. 6 frame 2, crazy.
yeah. So you like want to just press it
Yeah.
when they want to. Exactly.
Okay.
Nice
Oh,
whip
wow.
punish. He's cooked. He's dead.
When you were just talking about your whiff punishment, that was solid. Even the last second duck under the second hit of the roundhouse. Okay.
Yeah, this is the thing you were saying is really good about Akuma too.
Because at any single one of those, you could have jumped and gotten DP'd.
Yeah, look at this plus frame pressure too from
Yes.
Akuma.
He has every tool.
He does.
Okay.
Oh, but the worst tool here. Worst time to pull that tool out at least. Oh, not burnt out? Meaty. There we go.
Ooh, I like that meaty fireball into the throw reset. Okay.
Yeah.
How
yeah.
did
You're
you?
not.
Ken is the only character that doesn't have a combo into like kick. So it has to be counter hit or punch counter to combo off of it. So I feel like that's definitely a problem for me too. Is that like I get a lot of light kicks. Like I can get a lot of hits with light kick, but if it's just a normal light kick, I can't do anything. It's just a good
Mhm.
poke.
He doesn't get
It's
anything
not-
off of, like, not even like
You
light
can't
Katsu
buffer it into
or
something?
Yeah, you could confirm it, but what I was saying is off of a driver's. So I
Your
would say-
drive rush.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right, okay.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is kind of rough because it's like I feel like stand light kick isn't key to Ken's pressure in that sense, but just losing conversions off of it is really whack. I guess I would say that's why Akuma. Because Akuma beat
Yeah, I was
you.
gonna say I remember his standing light kick was so important to his kit in Street Fighter V, and it's
Exactly.
just like it's such a great counter poke, but you know if they've reined it in that way. The choice for level 2 there was that just you didn't want because the level 3 would have burned them out. Were you just hedging your bets on if stuff kept going?
I felt like it was just better OP in that situation. I have a lot of I would say meaty off of a level 2, so
Okay.
even about that.
Yeah, like meaty fireball.
Yeah, I mean, fireball could also get a meaty standing fierce too, so that would also
Tech monster, dude. Where do you get all your tech? Who's your main source for tech?
I don't really have somebody. I think it's just Twitter overall.
Yeah.
That's where I just get all my tech. I feel like
And you
that's
just
where
lab it right
everybody-
away?
Yeah, lab it. You get
That
in
makes
the
sense.
muscle memory.
It feels weird how we've migrated where all of our tech lives to Twitter now. Like it's so centralized compared to how we used to do it. Danny Cravat actually asked a question in chat that I wanted to know the answer to as well. Does anyone at school know that you're like competing in Street Fighter like this?
Some do, not everybody, but some. I don't really talk about it as much in school,
Mhm.
So that's why they don't know, but some do. I do tell them.
What's keeping you from talking about it? Is it just like you don't think that they mess with
Sometimes
Street
I
Fighter
don't.
like that?
Sometimes I don't be just thinking of Street Fighter at that moment. So
That's
Mm,
that's
fair.
probably just why.
focused on school.
You telling me you have more than one interest? Come on now. Imagine having time for multiple interests.
Are you interested in school, or is it just like a I just got to get good grades type of thing?
Gotta get good grades.
Brad, were you an academic when you were in school? Did you have good grades and everything?
I had good grades. I would not call myself an academic because I was real lazy and didn't do homework.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Taking
I was the
work
person that
home.
I read the chapter the test was on the way to school, and then got an A on the test.
Yeah, I was the same way. Like my in-school stuff was really good, but at home I was too busy playing games, so it was bad.
I definitely as an adult, I'm like, oh, those are some, at the very least, they're ADHD adjacent tendencies.
Yeah.
Didn't know it then.
I still don't. I'm not worried about it. I'm not gonna figure it out anytime soon. At this point, I am who I am.
It's valid. Ooh, good spacing on the fireball. You were talking about JP's buttons, and you're playing around them decently well. Ooh.
Yeah, it's like the mindset of them being varied with punishable, so you can kind of just like focus on the ranges that he's probably gonna throw things out. But also, oh yeah, contesting the anti-air there, but now he has to spend that level 2 blocking all this out. Yo, MJ Gamma couldn't get the throw mix up he wanted there.
Oh, you are getting oppressed right now.
Yeah, that was pretty good timing from MJ Gamma.
Yeah. What do you think about in a spot like this where it was going your way and now it's swung back? It's last round.
Not gonna lie, when you guys asked me what my favorite matchup was, it actually is JP. I don't know why it didn't come into my mind, but I definitely have like a lot of knowledge in the JP matchup, so I'm very comfortable in every situation. Sometimes the level 2 be getting me sometimes, but that's just about it.
Oh, good parry.
Nice, perfect parry. Oh, absolutely. Let's go. Okay, so I see it.
That
You
was
spent a
clean.
lot of time probably in like the first year because you just got a lot of JP matchups, so you needed to learn the matchup.
There's a bunch.
There's a hell of JPs, man. That was whack. I'm just gonna put it on the record. All the JPs that were just everywhere. Luke and JP and DJ. Although I wasn't too upset watching DJs, but those three characters basically dominating year 1. Well, Ken too, but Ken was like, Ken's too cool, you know?
No, Ken, there is a dedicated community that is ensuring that Ken is always talked about a little bit worse off than he is. They're the ones trying to tell us Ken is the worst Shoto right now.
And it's none of the best Kens. Well,
I know.
it's Phenom. And it's Angry Bird. Never mind, dude. What am I saying, bro? It's 2 of the best Kens.
It's smart is what it is, right? Like, imagine being up there and you're like, yo, my character is so broken. Look at all this stuff I can do. You get them nerfed.
Yeah. Well, Phenom doesn't play Ken anymore. So it's like...
Well, he's subbing Cammy, I think.
Yeah, he is subbing.
He actually just qualified for, I believe he just got one of the World Warrior spots today.
With Camby. Yeah. Good stuff to him. Well, I think it's a super region, right?
Yeah.
So
So I believe he got in on the leaderboard from the Super Region. Okay, good check.
Oh, nice check.
I'm up for the shimmy, and I'm gonna get it. Oh, the very tip of the low forward.
Oh, there we go with the OD amnesia. Someone tell Bunch that it needs to be nerfed again.
I think it's fine where it is, but this is where it always should have been. I hated that being wrong about my opponent's reversal option led to their best damage output.
That's true. The damage scaling nerf is probably the best thing they could have done to it.
If I get hit by a DP by anyone else in the roster, it's like, yeah, this is, you know, a couple hundred damage. This is like, oh, you want to delete my health bar? Cool. The risk reward was insane. Backing off, keeping control. Ooh, there's that anti-air back.
That was a risky jump, man. They just buffed that anti-air again.
Have you gotten to play any Terry, Enzo?
Like me playing the character or playing him?
Oh, I mean, we'll start with you playing the character.
I was thinking about having him as a secondary, but after like realizing he just lacked a lot of damage, and then his normals, I just didn't like his normals. They're kind of stubby to me.
You think he lacks damage?
Yeah, 100%. You really need like a good, like wake up DP read in the corner in order to get damage. But like off of like medium confirms, I confirms, he doesn't really do the best.
I see it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I feel like he strikes me more as a counter poker.
Yeah,
like,
Terry
I feel like he
does have to play a lot
wants...
like of neutral, you know?
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. Yeah, he's like, Terry can be very overly reliant on footsies, and having really stubby buttons is not great for that. When that's like the avenue for your highest damage and any of your carry. That's probably why people are putting him a little lower, just because like the things that he does best, he can't get access to very well.
All right, clips you walking forward. He's just letting you take him to the corner. It was a leisurely stroll.
Is that perfect parry? No, it wasn't. Okay. Oh yeah, nice. Good read on that.
Okay. I mean, you still have the drive gauge advantage. Him getting parry pumps out of you doesn't do too much. Jeez.
He doesn't have meter. Yeah, he's fine. And he just brought him pretty low, so he's not going to go crazy. Nice anti-air.
Oh, man.
Respect, though.
That is definitely a tough one. Sometimes dealing with his teleports can be really frustrating.
A light kick to just check. Like that slow walk him down. Huge recovery. Oh, great bait on the amnesia. He's cooked.
That is a great turnaround.
Yeah, that was a really fast final round. Good stuff, dude.
So y'all, we have vision on the Enzo camera the whole time, and while the set is closing, he's just like, just keeping the hands warm.
Can't get cold.
That's
is there a?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, is there like a set you've won or somebody you've beaten or anything like that that stands out as like a milestone that you remember really fondly?
Not really. No, since I haven't been like, sometimes like I get like really close sets with like top players, but I just rarely win them. But I wouldn't say there was somebody that I've beaten that I've always like remembered for. But in the future I will for sure. But
oh yeah, no,
yet.
it's definitely coming.
Sure. Yeah.
It's you being as good as you are right now is just not fair. So imagine in a few years, right? Like, so what? Street Fighter 4 lasted for 5 or 6 years, and then Street Fighter 5 was
Street Fighter 5,
longer,
I
right?
think, was 7 years. I think 4 was about the same. 4 was like 6-7 years.
Was it? Maybe I just don't remember properly. Point
Came out
being,
in
we got a lot
09.
of life left in Street Fighter 6.
Oh yeah. So you were saying that there's like no character that you're looking forward to in the later seasons?
No, a lot
But
of
if
people
they
are
could,
too. I don't know.
who,
about
Dudley? Yeah.
that. Dudley, yeah.
But if there could be like a guest character of your choosing, like any guest character from anything, who would you want?
I don't know. Like, I like anime, but I feel like somebody,
Sure.
like a character from anime, would just be too broken. I feel like they would just. I don't know. It's a weird feeling.
It depends
Okay.
on the anime, though, right?
Yeah.
It
So,
definitely
yeah.
depends on the anime. Because if you're saying like, "Oh, I'll put Goku in," then it's like maybe, yeah, you probably have a case there for sure. What were you gonna say,
I feel-
Goku?
Maybe.
Hey, now you know what? You could put a base form Goku in, and balance him around. Like he doesn't have to be a planet destroyer in
Mhm.
every sparring match.
There is original Dragon Ball where they just had martial arts contests.
Yeah, it's
Right.
true. This was before Super Saiyans and stuff.
Before
But
one of the most monumental retcons of the modern history.
true. But then you'd have to think about RE Engine Goku.
Oh my god,
yeah, there you go.
that's weird to think about.
Think about that. No, think about it.
Ooh.
Let it sit. Mm-mm.
What is your favorite anime, Enzo?
Says it in my name, Naruto.
That was my
you go.
suspicion, but I had to ask. Now, you mean Naruto, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the character? Do you think Naruto himself
no,
is?
I'm more referring to. I'm like, I was ready for it to be like, yeah, I love Boruto, and I'd be like,
No.
that hurts.
I
Well, I don't
didn't-
know.
I wasn't interested in Boruto either. I just watched Naruto and Shippuden. That was it.
Who's your
Best fight
favorite?
in Shippuden.
Ooh.
Oh, I think he's too locked in to have caught that one.
No, it's fine.
That's
Can we
also
do that to you?
that's an argument starting question too.
What, best fight in Shippuden?
Best fight in Naruto?
Oh, best fight in Naruto in the first place, like ever?
I would say Rock Lee Gara.
Yeah, Rock Lee Gara
That's
is
up there.
like that's one of the two, in all honesty, because then
It
it's
still
the
holds up.
waterfall fight between Naruto Sasuke. Like those are the two.
Wait,
For
we
me.
don't feel no one's putting any Shippuden fights in the running for this?
Actually,
Because those are
Listen.
great.
I can't remember on the top of my head.
I was gonna say Shippuden's got some good fights, but I don't know if they're as iconic as Rock Lee Gara or
Rock
You
Lee
know,
Gara
the
is
waterfall.
definitely peak.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. What other fights?
It's funny.
I don't know.
It's funny going back and watching it again, like knowing where it ends up, watching it all now, and you're still like, yep, this was like the first long arc that they did, and peak. We just had it.
What, the tuning exams?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, it was because
So
like
much.
every character got to shine. Like basically every side character became cool during the tuning exams.
Once Marvel says
Guy versus
Madara,
Madara is
that was
also
on my list
sick.
too.
That is a good fight too. Damn it. Ah, true. Sasuke 5 Kage. I don't know if that's like iconic though. You know what I mean? Naruto Pain also. I don't know if that's iconic. Like Pain as a villain is iconic and significant, but like any Pain fight, I don't know.
I almost disagree with that. I feel like Pain gets the second Pain like actually enters as like, oh cool, it's a villain we get to engage with, immediately gets undercut, and like all of Akatsuki is written off, and then it's like, whatever, we're dealing with Obito, and then snowballing from there.
Yeah, but you know, it put the whole Konoha is bad story into the forefront, and then it explodes, and then you're like, oh damn, this is like one of the most significant anime moments in history. But then yeah, of
Doc
course,
says-
like everything following Pain kind of sucks.
Yeah. Doc says Drunk Rock Lee was kind of sick. I will say the entire Sasuke retrieval arc is just nothing but peak.
True,
Like,
but I
love
hate everything
basically all those
Orochimaru
fights.
related. I would agree if I didn't think Orochimaru was like one of the least interesting villains ever.
He doesn't measure up to his potential for sure.
Enzo, who's your
Like, it
favorite
just-
character in Naruto?
I would say Madara. I like villains, even though Hokage is in my name. I like villains for sure.
Yeah. Madara's cool, man. That's true.
Yeah. Another one of the, think of the amount of fantastic fight moments that people still, talk about from when he popped up. The dropping the 2 meteors.
Yeah, true. Okay, that I can still remember how it looks, but then the fight around that is so hard to remember, to be honest. Oh, this is a dire
It doesn't
situation.
die on the
kind of.
next touch, right? No, not with the amount of
She-
drive gauge you have now.
No, not while he's under 3. Now maybe just needs like the godlike whip punish.
Okay.
Oh no, there's still no way.
Still not enough.
No, not enough. But
This puts you in a good spot, though.
yeah, drive gauge lead is very important. All she has is level 1. Big deal. Oh yeah. Was that a clean hit? Was she buffering level 1?
I think you tried a tech right there. So
Maybe.
it was counter. Yeah, I think I saw it.
It does say counter hit. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
watched it on the playback.
Mm-hmm.
Sheesh.
Okay. Sasuke versus Killer Bee? Yeah, that's true. That was an ass whooping. That was awesome.
Are there what other ones are you into besides Naruto? Is it mostly shonen stuff?
I mean, I like other animes as well, but I just don't really watch them. Like, I just know like the characters, like of the anime and like the storyline, but like I never really watched it. Got in
True.
detail with it.
So, when are you watching One Piece?
Oh God,
That's a long anime right there. I don't.
I knew that's where you were going
Listen,
to.
though. Listen, man. Think about it like this. If you start it now, right? There's always going to be One Piece to watch. You don't have to catch up. It's not about the destination, bro. It's about the journey.
But if you start it now, when you're done, you'll be my age.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. There's always going to be One Piece to watch. It's the anime that goes with you
Like-
your whole life, dude.
Like starting One Piece now is like, yeah, you know what? I'll work on a doctoral thesis from scratch.
Yeah. And then when you're, when you
Jeez.
got kids of your own, you can show them One Piece's new episodes.
God.
It's always One Piece to watch. That's all I'm saying, dude. That's how I got hooked. They were like, "Don't worry about catching up. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey." And I was like, "You got me, you son of a you."
Somebody just full on lied in chat, said it's on break. You got time to catch up, unless it's going on break for like 4 years.
No, it's like a 2-week
I-
break.
Yeah, let me just casually binge. Oh, aren't they over 1,000 episodes?
Oh, well past. But
It's
a
not about. Who cares how many episodes there are, man? It's just there's gonna be more One Piece to watch.
So-
Why are you concerned about how many episodes there are when there's always a next episode?
So there's 2
How
weeks
long
break.
do I have to watch before it gets good?
That's subjective, okay? Because sometimes it's good by like episode 1 or 2. I thought it was really good by like episode 20 something, right?
That is a lot to watch in hopes that I'll enjoy.
But it's a
the 2,000
shonen. No
episode journey.
shonen is good in the first 10 episodes. Besides like
maybe from
Jujutsu
that
Kaisen.
era. Yeah, maybe from that
Yeah,
era.
from that era. Exactly.
But so, hold on. First of all, 27 episodes you said. You spent 13 hours of your life watching a show that you, at the moment, did not enjoy.
But I didn't
crazy.
dislike it. I was like, yeah, all right, this Luffy guy
See-
kind of is an asshole, but other than that, everything is fine. Otherwise, he's kind of cool.
But my issue with that is I sit down, I turn on a show. Like I've tried to watch One Piece. I get 4 or 5 episodes in, and then like I move on and I do something else. And the next time I sit down and turn the TV on, I don't go to One Piece. It doesn't pull me back. Yeah, when's my
Okay,
chat
well-
says everything about that era is slow burn. I do think that is a generational difference. The shonen anime of the more modern era definitely upped the pacing and are like, let's just get right into it.
I think it's like the way they wrote the stories too are just genuinely way more interesting. Like Naruto, I wasn't hooked on Naruto off the top, you know. It took a bit. But at the same time, I was just starting to get into anime, so I was like, everything is cool, you know?
Yeah. I was already on board with anime. I'd watched Dragon Ball Z. I was a Gundam kid. I was like, all right, I'm sold.
Yeah, true. Dragon Ball was cool. Like,
Ronin Warriors.
yeah.
Dating myself now.
What about Gundam,
I don't
Enzo?
know.
You like Gundam?
I haven't heard of. Wait, is that like an anime or?
Yeah, yeah. It's a series.
Haven't
It's like
heard of it.
it's like Dragon Ball, but okay. So like, if you look on Brad's camera, all of those like mechs, those mecha suits, those are mostly Gundams.
So Brad, the answer
Try it.
to not knowing it
Looks familiar.
in
Looks
this
familiar,
generation
but-
is because there's only been
Yeah.
one Gundam release recently.
That's true.
And it's Sailor
Witch
Witch
for
Mercury.
Mercury. That's it.
No, the movies, dude.
Literally never. heard
Oh,
of
okay.
them.
The movies are adaptations. All right, I get it.
Right. Nah,
Yeah,
the only
true.
it's Witch for Mercury, and then you can go back and it's IBO.
Yeah, but IBO's not that old.
Right, it's an IBO's pretty recent, and
like
honestly,
10 years old.
IBO is maybe my favorite alt-world Gundam universe.
Not G Gundam.
G Gundam is special. G Gundam can't be compared to the rest of Gundam.
G Gundam.
In-
Okay, here's the thing, right? Yes, you're so right. G Gundam is so not Gundam. Like when lined up against the rest. So when you put G Gundam by itself, it sucks, but it is still cool. Like it is bad,
it's great.
but it is awesome. You know, it's one of those.
Okay, we have Zero in chat correcting us. How dare
Thunderbolt. What?
Thunderbolt's
IBO
great, but it's a
00
hard
build
watch.
fighters? Yeah, build fighters. Yeah, oh yeah, build fighters, dude. But 00, is that new content or is that an adaptation? That's what we mean.
00? That's not an
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it an adaptation. It's its own AU.
But is it?
Good read on the DP.
Yeah, but isn't it a continuation of like something from before? Like
No. No, 00 is entirely its own thing.
Okay, all right. There are a lot of Gundam within the last 10 years. How dare you? Okay, my bad, dude.
Okay,
That's
all right, Zero. Sheesh.
00 is a
00
whole
is a whole
universe? No,
universe.
okay, I don't know, man.
Yeah, and the movie it makes you glad they didn't revisit it.
Why?
I'm a real hater on Requiem for a Trailblazer.
Oh, okay. Do you like Thunderbolt?
I've not watched the second half, but I watched the first half and I loved it. I thought it was great.
Okay. So, Enzo, think of it like this, right? You could be swapping out what we're talking about for like different parts of Dragon Ball and it'll all still apply. It's just like an old dude anime, but it's sick.
An old dude anime hurts.
It is
but you're not
objectively
wrong.
an old dude anime. A Gundam is for old dudes.
You're not wrong.
And that's why they made Witch for Mercury. Because they needed a new audience.
Well,
But as
all
an
that's
old
going
dude, I
on,
love
we did,
Witch for Mercury.
We did. We asked briefly what you thought of playing as Terry. Now we get to ask what you think of playing against Terry. What do you think about playing this matchup?
I'm still not comfortable with it yet. I just feel like it's just mad sloppy right now, but that will just learn with the matchup experience for.
Yeah, always. Yeah, it's like it's something that you get over time. He's still new.
Yeah.
People are still having new tech with him and trying new things with him. Oh, he didn't die?
That was
Is that a
mistake.
greedy choice or?
That was a but
Ah, okay.
Except that's not true. What are you talking about? They made it for kids? That's what I'm saying. Are you talking about Witch from Mercury? That's what I'm saying. They wanted a new audience. They made it for kids.
It's definitely for kids.
That's what I said. Well, I didn't say that it's for kids, but I said it's for a new audience. Women were bigger fans of Gundam? Who said anything about women?
I think there's something about
Gundam
that.
is for old men. Don't read too into the way that I said that, okay? You said Gundam is for old men. No, it's not.
Man, clipped by the shimmy. Yeah, I think sloppy is an interesting way to talk about fighting against her. And again, like, I feel like the zones that he plays at are so compact. Like, it's so weird to try to play against his tools.
Yeah, because a lot of you're not thinking that he's going to put buttons out, right? Because like Terry's not going to play footsies like that. Because like you said, he's counter poke. So then, if you were trying to counter poke the counter poker, you then have to walk into very uncomfortable ranges.
Imagine if his Fierce was just a little better. Like, imagine if that Fierce was like Ken's stand Fierce.
You'll definitely be a better character for sure.
Yeah, true. I feel like that's what would propel him up like several tiers. Nice catch. He tried the backdash. Gundam exists to install a blonde man into your soul that will live in your brain for the rest of your days. What, like M. Bison?
No, it's somebody that they managed to get about 3 times the download speed.
Well, Bison tries to
Overhead?
install his soul into a blonde woman that will live there for the rest of his days.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, Bison lore is weird.
Bison lore.
Get out water, y'all.
Word.
Go for it.
Oh, it was 2-1? Okay.
Or I think 2-0. Or no, 2-1. My fault. 2-1.
It was 2-1. Word.
Oh, we must
Bison
have missed
isn't
updating
blonde,
the overlay,
bro?
or we're very behind.
No.
No.
That was it. Yeah, it was just the score. Bison isn't blonde. No, you missed what I was saying. I was saying that Bison tries to install his soul into a blonde woman. But
Yeah, Cammy.
Gundam is kind of for old guys. Like, it's one of those old guy animes. It over time,
I don't know.
It's better now.
This isn't a hill that we gotta die on.
No, we don't have. Nobody has to die. Hold on, relax, man. Hold on, we're just having a discussion here. Whoa, relax, dude. What is this, Gundam? No one's gonna die.
Wow. We have about 20 minutes left in the ladder. While we have this break as Enzo goes and grabs water, I'm going to take a quick look at our standings and see how people are doing tonight. Punk up at 7-0. Hey, while we do that, we can also show some love to the Matcherino. Is that accurate? Are all the codes used?
That's incredible. If that's the case, I mean, it's got to be, right? Yo, shout outs to everybody in the chat using every single one of the codes before the ladder even finished. You guys are really trying to show your support for the young man up on the sticks. Good stuff. Hopefully we can have him back on here. I mean, in the top 8. Let's take a look at the bracket right now.
Yeah, so Punk sitting at the top right now at 7-0. Noah the Prodigy immediately under at 6-0. MJ Gamma at 7-1. Enzo, you're currently 4th on the ladder with 7-2.
Wait, who's in? Wait, name the top 4 again. It was Punk, Noah.
It is Punk, Noah, Gamma, and then you.
You're chilling.
Dude's in it too.
Yeah, so maybe I have to refresh because I see Do listed at like tied for 10, but I know that this stuff jumps around a little bit when the ladder closes too, so sometimes it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully Do can push his way up there. Carsonus is just down there too. Zycles as well.
Young Matt team,
yeah, who knows?
Obviously had that huge upset at ECT.
Yeah, we got like 20 minutes, right? Oh yeah, true. He did. Let's go, Young Matt team. That was a monumental. I mean, ECT was just, that was real primetime television, if you ask me. That was fantastic.
What's crazy too is that only 2 Japanese players went, and was Itsubaki and Daigo, and then one of them actually won the whole
That's
thing.
true.
So.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I
That's
mean-
kind of why I wanted to ask you about Geef, because I mean he still had that performance like post Geef nerfs.
Yeah.
Well, and I think somebody else tweeted out earlier today. They were like, all right, with Phenom now qualifying, here's the list of everybody that's made it in. And of the people currently in Capcom finals for Capcom Cup, Itazan has Geef, and Mena has been alting Geef. So 2 Zangiefs are among the first, 8 characters represented for Capcom Cup this year.
True. Do you think he's gonna continue to represent Geef like in the tour, like in the cup itself?
I would
Probably
say-
depends. I don't think that they're gonna do a patch before the cup.
I've only
I don't-
seen him play Geef. I haven't seen him, or actually no, I did see him play Blanca in Street Fighter League.
Yeah, it was in SFL.
yeah.
But
I mean, just having the character in his pocket, right? Like Mena is willing to pick up, different characters and do what he needs to do in order to stay competitive at the highest level. It's just seeing that Geef is the one who is popping up so much in these early spots, especially when the conversation around the meta right now is like, it's about Bison, it's about Akuma, it's about Ed, it's about Rashid, and we're not seeing as much representation for these characters just yet.
I think that that's part of the reason why Geef is as talked about as he is here in the NA, because, or maybe in like regions outside of Japan, because like he's talked about in Japan, but I think that they have the matchup knowledge to like say, yeah, he's probably really good, but we don't have a lot of Geef representation here in the US.
That's true.
Do next.
Oh, you're playing Do?
Yes.
Oh,
Now, didn't you say this is a matchup that you prefer to use Akuma?
Oh, I forgot about it. It's fine, though.
You'll be all right.
Well, I guess we're letting it rock.
Oh, I'll be okay. We'll figure it out.
Good backdash.
How do you feel about Guile's overall strength and like competitive placement, Brad?
I think he's I want to say he's underrated, but I think the reason he's underrated is because he takes more work. Like I think characters in this game that need more effort in order for you to get them at the highest level tend to be valued a little bit lower because people really value consistency. But I think anyone that can pilot Guile at the highest level consistently makes this character a monster. What do you think, Enzo?
I feel like what I have trouble with Guile is Fireball drivers for sure. It's really strong in this game.
And he's got a great version of it.
Damn, you had that charge ready, huh? Yeah, it's true. I feel like that is the thing where Guile just brute forcing a 50-50 immediately for free, and then like it's so difficult to approach him overall. It's so difficult to like instill your offense.
Yeah.
I feel
Well,
like
it's
he's stable, but because of how difficult it is to pilot him, it's rough to consistently get results. But we still have like Do and Kaba loyalists and still on them pretty consistently. We'll do obviously like the Pocket Cami too, right? But
Yeah. And he brings that out for very specific matchups, but I think in general... look, man, I think people, by and large, if they're competing seriously, don't want to work as hard if they don't have to. I think over the years, we have gotten more towards why work so hard. Compared to, like,
oh, nice.
thinking back to like Street Fighter 4, where I feel like I was more used to seeing character specialists. And even that's a bad example because like Evo 2011, there was like what, 3 Fei Longs, 2 Yuns, 3 Sea Vipers, something like that. It was in some insane layout of just the most top tier characters. But just in general over time, I feel as though collapsing on the most optimized top tiers is something I'm seeing more and more.
What the hell? The spacing on that was perfect. Part of it is design philosophy, right? Like the way that they balance the game, or design the game, and then balance those characters and design those characters within those systems. Like the disparity from the top tier to the low tier in Street Fighter 4 is huge, vast compared to the top tiers versus the low tiers in this game. And that has a lot to do with the way that those characters are designed in those systems.
Oh!
You're joking again? But I would say, like, that's probably the reason that you would still see the same kinds of characters appear in the top tiers as Street Fighter 4. Like, obviously, the game was not balanced as often, so that was just a consequence of what it was. Like, okay, well, this is the patch that we have for a while. But then when this game, it's like, it's very meticulous. Every character is supposed to be viable to an extent, right? So for Guile
I think
to...
they succeed at for the most part.
Yeah, they absolutely do. I would say, like, with some exceptions. I don't really know if Honda's going to be winning a tournament. I'm not going to lie to you. That's really the only character I see that way, though. But you can have character loyalists. Like, you can have, like, oh, yeah, I'm only going to play Guile. But because of how they design character interactions in this game so meticulously and strength around it, this is why the argument to have a sub character is very valid, just because the matchups can be really bad.
Oh, for sure. Like, there's a list of like 3 or 4 characters that I'm like, if I can never play Chun into this matchup again, I would love to have that be a reality.
Guile's one of them. Not gonna lie. He had it. You still have this. Oh, upside down kick, but he was outside of range. Unfortunate. I think you're still good.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, no, I think you would need to lose a fair few more to drop out, because you were in the so with my refresh I have you listed at
Second.
See, that can't be right.
Well,
But that doesn't feel right.
Well, Enzo only has 6 games on his belt, whereas... Sorry, Noah only has 6 games on his belt. Enzo has 10, now 11.
Yeah, but so this always ends up the point of confusion towards the end of the night for ladders. I feel like it's basically only Bunch and Yost that actually know how this ultimately translates, but it uses some weird combination of win percentage and the amount of games played. So, like, you know, Punk is at 7-0, he's just in. Noah's at 6-0, he's just in. Whether Noah is second seed as the other person with 100% win rate is to be determined, right? Like, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, I think it takes like the ladder ranking, you know, because at the end of the day, you do have to have a very good win rate, but also a good amount of wins in the first place.
Enzo, we're closing in towards the last, 10 minutes of this ladder portion. And I don't know if you're going to queue up for another game or not, but I'd love to have like a big picture question. You're a new convert that's jumped on and playing competitive fighting games with this title. As someone who is new to the scene, what do you think we need to help get more new people and more young people playing?
That's a hard question. That's a question. I can't really... I feel like you really have to have a game that can be, like, welcoming at first. Like, you really have to, like... How do you say this? Like, it has to be enjoyable at first. And then it'll be, like... obviously, when you learn stuff, it's more fun. And obviously you're already having fun already, and you just want to learn more. So it will just keep building more energy to wanting to play more, I would say.
All right, so you're thinking a good onboarding.
Yes, good enough.
Yeah, I think that's valid. I think fighting games can have a real tendency to turn people off once they jump online and see what multiplayer looks like, and it can be really alienating if you jump in there and have a bad first experience.
Yeah.
Would you say
like,
you learned how to play Street Fighter pretty quickly, like in a pace that was comfortable for you, that made you want to keep learning and keep playing? Do you think you picked it up quick?
Yeah, I feel like I definitely picked it up quick. I feel like I'm a quick learner, in my opinion. Like I could really pick up things really fast in whatever I do, so that really helped me.
Mm-hmm. Would you be interested in trying an older game like Marvel or something?
Probably not, unless they bring out a new game of Marvel.
Yeah.
Marvel 4, but I feel like I wouldn't go back to older like generation games and try it out.
For sure.
Not even just for fun? Is that just like does it interest you, or
No, it just doesn't interest me.
Huh. Have you ever
Same.
like watched any of them?
I've watched a little bit of Marvel. I don't know what's going on the screen, to be honest. There's too
Yeah.
much going on.
Don't worry,
But
most people
even
don't.
even to look back at older Street Fighter titles, like watching some of the crazy stories that have happened there.
Not really. No, I haven't. I don't really watch like old gameplays of old games. I did see like a couple matches of Street Fighter 4, but that was about it.
Okay,
Like I've just seen like top 8 at Evo highlights, whatever. Just
sure.
small things like that. Yeah.
Did you watch Third Strike at Evo last year?
No.
Or
I think
this year?
You've seen
Chun player won, right? Last year, I believe. I forgot his name though.
Third Strike? Oh, I don't
Yeah,
remember.
Third Strike.
It was
I don't
this year,
remember who
my
won.
bad, not last year.
If Bunch was in this channel and hadn't jumped over to the production channel, he would probably remember, because I know of everyone in this group, he probably pays the most attention to Third Strike. This feels dumb to ask, but you have to have seen the Daigo parry, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Everybody has seen it. Everybody.
No, I know everybody has, but like there's this moment of just like we haven't hit that much generational disconnect yet. We still have that through line.
What
So
won?
Yeah,
This is-
Hugo won.
MOV won. MOV. And Dirt Strike this year.
Was it?
Oh,
Yeah, it wasn't. The Hugo didn't win. I think Hugo just had the Hayao just had the crazy clip.
yeah. That's
didn't
what
win,
it was.
though.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Yeah,
at
it
it.
was-
It says MOV that one.
Right. Yeah, MOV won, but
Yeah.
Hayao was like the MVP of
Yeah.
Evo Third Strike because he had
Yeah.
like this insanely crazy run, and he was just like the fan favorite. He was just like
Yeah.
putting on clips like crazy, and the Evo social media was like, "Thank you, Hayao. This is so fun."
Right. Sometimes you win on Twitter engagement and not on brackets.
Yeah. I mean, even for the Daigo parry, did Daigo win Evo
Right.
that year? I don't
No.
even remember.
In fact,
I don't think so.
In fact,
no.
I don't think Daigo. If my memory serves, Daigo doesn't win that set.
No. I think that's correct. I forgot, but I just remember like, yeah, Daigo didn't even win Evo that year.
Yeah.
But that's just the moment, right? Like, so
Right,
Hayao
that's
did
it.
Evo moment 38. I guess not 38, right? It's because 37 is
numbers are
supposed to
made
be
up.
this like arbitrary. Yeah, the numbers are made up. Points don't matter. But it was sick. It was really cool to have not just have Third Strike back, but to have like clips like that and moments like that bleed through.
I like looking back at the older Street Fighter titles, and like there's always this really interesting mix of there's bits that feel applicable across the board where it's like, yep, that's still Street Fighter, but every game has its own version of like weird, jank, unique stuff.
Oh, nice catch. That was basically checkmate unless she was gonna like land with level 3 or something. You know, I was watching Evo 2017 back, because I wanted to, watch that grand finals. It's a very significant grand finals, not just for me, but I think like for a lot of people, for Punk too. It's like the beginning of a storyline in 2024 is like, where we are now. And I was watching the 2017 grand final set, and I was like, man, knowing what we know now for Street Fighter V, this is kind of ass. Not ass. I don't want to say ass, but like, it was so suboptimal. But like at the time, It was incredible, right? But there were things in the dynamic and the way that matchup would go. That's just like, oh, I can't believe that they got away with that.
I mean, well, another example, I believe TAC Infinites were in Vanilla Marvel 3. So like, there's like they weren't discovered, but somebody had told me that they've gone back and seen that mechanic was in Vanilla Marvel 3 already. So it's like even then, it's like where this game ended up is so radically different from where it was at the time.
Mm-hmm. Don't they still? Are there still TAC Infinites?
Yeah, no, there are TAC Infinites in Ultimate,
right?
But we weren't using them in Vanilla.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Found yet?
We weren't using them. They were there, but we weren't using them. Okay.
Yeah, because we didn't know at the time.
Right.
It was Wesker Phoenix or DHC glitch teams. Oh,
what's DHC, Chris? Who? Oh no, the DI. Damn, Marissa. I'm happy that Geef got nerfed in a way because it's supposed to like help prop Marissa up. She's supposed to be like the big damage character, but Geef was doing the same amount of damage for like less work and less weaknesses.
I don't know what it is that Marissa needs to bring her back around. Maybe she just needs another neutral tool that makes her, I feel like she walks you down now, but depending on who you're playing, it doesn't feel all that scary to find the right spots to swing against her. I feel like she maybe just needs one more answer in neutral.
Yeah, I was gonna say her neutral is too based around Gladius, and Gladius is too like exploitable in a number of ways, right? So it's like, oh my, but then again, Phalanx, you know what I'm saying? But I think that's her biggest problem right now is that her neutral is too binary, and she just can't succeed there. But once she gets her hit, of course. Because that's the thing. I think that's the design philosophy for Marissa is that she's supposed to get the good hit. But when it's based around Gladius, she doesn't get anything off of Gladius outside of a knockdown and opportunity. She doesn't get like the 1,000,000,000% combo off of just Gladius and neutral.
Yeah, I feel like being an armor character whose goal is to be swinging through people and abusing them for poking willy-nilly or using system mechanics thoughtlessly is not a character design that lasts long term as people get better at placing buttons and using system mechanics.
No.
Right? Just the better we understand the game, the worse Marissa does because there's less places for her to expose your bad decision making.
Right. It's supposed to be like, in a sense, she conditions you around Gladius, or she conditions you with Gladius, and then you start to play around it, and that's when she exploits you. Very nice confirm. Oh, she's dead. Yeah, and that's the set.
The extra low, the low. I don't know why it took me as long as it did to see how often people are fitting in the low as the second hit in the block string. Like people want to walk back so much. I'm people.
Yeah, me too. I feel like that's a Street Fighter V thing. Like we were really trying to get away from, because the way that frame traps work in Street Fighter V. They could just autopilot the plus frames, but if you micro walk back, it really messes up their block string pressure and the way that they can frame trap. So I think that's just a habit that we have.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Well, Enzo, I think that's the end of ladder, and I think that you've locked yourself into top 8, dude.
He made top 8?
Looks like it.
Looks
9
like
and
it.
3, 75% win rate.
I thought ladder ends at 6. Or am I wrong?
No, we close it 10 minutes before so that we can calculate and make sure that if you were to find a match at like 5:49, we let you play through it, and then obviously the last match needs to be at 6 exactly.
Yeah.
But damn, you made it.
Why are you surprised?
Playing kind of sick.
He makes top 8s like regularly, dude.
Playing that.
Well,
knuckle
before we
scraper-ass
went
character.
live, you were talking up like, oh, I don't usually talk when I play. I don't know how this is gonna be, and then you didn't miss a beat,
That's true.
except for
That's
the
true.
Knuckle Dew set. I guess you locked the hell in for the fight against Dew. But
I mean,
yeah,
I
Dude's
was-
just a great player in general.
He is
I
true. We
probably
were trying
could've
not to
switched
ask you.
Zuma, but I just wanted to see how it goes, and
Mm.
I don't really fight Do as much, so I wanted to go with my main against.
All right, so
Word.
I didn't get as much time as these guys did to talk to you, and I definitely I was definitely trying to see if there was ever a way that you would start getting like rattled or start like talking shit or anything, and like that's why I was trying to like see if I could like poke the bear or whatever and see if like you had any buttons to push, but like yo, you're so just like zoned in and like very very unbothered, that definitely shows from like your discipline from all the other extracurriculars that you've been doing for your entire life, it seems. So definitely big ups to for one, your entire tribe, because like half of our chat is like your family. I've been noticing everybody's like, yo, Enzo. I see your mom in there. Shout out to your mom and everything. Also, chat. Don't get it twisted. I definitely it was a 3-way DM when I reached out to Enzo. I was like definitely bring the mom into the situation, because like want to make sure everybody feels safe in the conversation. Don't be DMing these people's kids and not letting them know what's going on. Don't be
Yeah.
weird, bro. And Enzo, keep your family well informed of what's going on out here. Don't let these weirdos get into your mentions.
Yeah, like
But-
with sponsors and stuff, because I know that's what you're looking
Especially
for. Like,
sponsors and
Mm.
orgs, bro. Because I
Yeah.
see a bright future with you in this fighting game stuff. Like you are
Thing.
you are definitely you're definitely the second coming of Noah. And like Noah was the second coming of Do, and Do was the second coming of Justin Wong. And it's like, yo, there's so many different like layers of prodigal players, and you're on that trajectory. So if there's ever a time that you like feel discouraged or anything, please like reference this moment where I'm letting you know like you have it. You're one of them. It's just like you said earlier, you just don't have that experience. I see you going through these matches, and I'm like, oh, he just don't know. It's like it's not a matter of like he can't execute. You just don't know. So bro, when I like, how many years you've been competing?
Just one when Street Fighter came
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
I was like
bro.
one and a half.
one and a
Yeah,
half,
bro.
maybe.
I've been doing this for 15 years, and I'm nowhere near where you are. So like, just keep that in mind, that like you're already light years ahead of what was already considered like 3% of the community.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Thank
yeah,
you, thank you.
no, we're super
Keep it up,
proud
man.
of you, and I'm super thankful that you came on and showed us what you can do, man.
Thank you for having me, for sure.
Oh
I-
yeah, man.
It's actually like really fun to do. Like I've never done this ever before, but this is actually like very exciting.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
This shit's fun, right?
Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah. Nah, you definitely got to come back, and like we were telling you earlier, you don't have to leave. You can keep chilling with us. Like you can play your matches in this lobby. Everything top 8 is going to be done in this lobby. So like if you want to like use this lobby as like a training room and everything, or play your matches in here, be our guest. We probably won't have you on stream because you just play 2 hours on stream, greedy ass. So,
Hey, what if that one game that doesn't get streamed is what would have gotten him the sponsor eyes, though?
I don't care. Get it somewhere else. Like, stop. Get off of my back. It can't always be me, bro. It can't always be me. Nah,
I think he's winner's side too, though, right? Because
everyone
probably gonna
starts
have
in winner,
all...
Seth. Everyone
Oh yeah,
starts
that's
in winners.
true. Yeah, all right.
So,
Fine,
yeah.
fine. He might be fine.
Bro tried to get him some more points. He's already in top 8. Shut up. Jesus Christ. You can't get him.
I
No
tried,
more
Enzo. I
points.
tried, bro. I tried.
He's done. Playing this broken ass character.
Broken, this guy, bro.
Anyway,
About Ken? He's not even the best Shota.
Wait, so you think I'm carried by Ken?
I know you're carried by Ken.
That hurts. That hurts.
I know you're actually trash. You're actually shit. I'm actually not gonna have this conversation with a 10-year-old.
He's trying to get you to talk. He's trying to get you to talk back.
He
talk
wants
smack.
it so bad. I just want to see
He
the
wants
set.
it so bad.
I'm not. Listen, I don't have to.
Yo,
tell you. I'm
Forget the
retired,
top
I
8.
moved
We'll
on.
just we'll
I'm
just do the
retired and I moved
Enzo
on.
bunch first to 10. That's
I'm
our top
retired
8.
and I moved on. It's not that big of a deal.